Professor Ramesh Chand, thanks very much. Very interesting interview there with Rajiv Chandrasekhar. But what in your mind is the essential thrust of this budget? Would you call it a populist budget, given the fact that there has been an effort to try and placate people, if I can use that word, with income tax slabs in the new regime? Is it one focused on capital expenditure? If you were to use a few words to describe what this budget is all about, what would they be?
Vishnu, first of all, thank you for having me on your show. I find that this budget is to take India to the Amrit Kal. So in that sense, I don't find any populist measure. There is some, I would say, relief given in the income tax, but that was long overdue. Other than that, I don't see any populist measure. Since my main area is agriculture, I really feel that this budget has done wonderful things to agriculture because we have to look at agriculture in a different way than we have been looking at it in the past for several reasons. One reason is, of course, that manufacturing sector is not coming with adequate employment.
Right.
Second is that agriculture is so important for environment, for sustainability of natural resources. And thirdly, agriculture is so important for inclusive growth.
Right.
Since all these are important parts of Amrit Kal, vision of our Prime Minister for Amrit Kal, so I feel this budget has done a great job of announcing 10 important measures for agriculture sector.
All right.
And I find that they are all action-packed. They are all to prepare agriculture for future, in tune with whatever change is happening on demand side, whatever change is happening in market forces.
All right. Professor, half a second. I just want to
look at the past.
Right. Professor, I just want to go across to Lokendra, who's been waiting patiently. The aviation sector has something in it that directly affects, say, Ease My Trip, 50 new airports. But is there more that you'd wanted? I know tourism is a big focus, the thrust area as well. But the fact that they're taxing, aren't they? They're taxing companies, presumably like Ease My Trip, for those who take package holidays and go abroad at the rate of, what, 20%?
Yes.
That would be a problem for you. Because if a person was to go to a foreign company and get that same package, they would just divert, they would avoid the tax.
No, absolutely. Thank you again for having me on the show. I think this is a fair point, but this has, two aspects to look at it from. One, obviously, when you look at it from the traveling people to outside India, this will create a bit of dent because 5% to 20% is a significant jump. But when you see that, in our budget today, a finance minister largely focused on, developing tourism within the country through Dekho Apna Desh Yojana and all of those other initiatives that are there, we see that, this can also push the required tourism within the country as well. Mm-hmm. Because there are a lot of places in India which are still unexplored, and we have experienced this in our own journey of, as a company, that the first interest that users usually have is to travel abroad the moment you have a certain budget in your hand. But there are a lot of places like I just said, which people can still explore within India. So I see this as an opportunity as well, that where domestic tourism is going to get promoted. But yes, on the other side, yes, traveling abroad is going to become expensive, and there will be opportunity with the foreign companies to take advantage of this.
All right. Nikhil Kamath, what is your big takeaway from this budget?
So Vishnu, broadly, the budget seems neutral to positive. I think from a stock market perspective, the fact that they did not touch or rejig anything related to capital gain tax is a positive. In terms of remittances, that 20% number on LRS will probably make it a little harder for investors to get foreign exposure. The one thing that capital markets have been looking for a long time now is a reduction in the STT rate. If you remember, STT was introduced when they kind of did away with long-term capital gain tax, and Now we seem to have both. The cost of trading and investing in India is quite high, and for a robust market and for the odds of a retail investor being profitable to go up, I think this cost needs to come down. So I think rationalizing of STT, reduction of STT is quite important.
All right. Thanks very much.